What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's app review is on Multi-Timer. So this app has a video setup in its screenshots, which I think is very cool. I'm not going to watch it right now, but we can look at the screenshots real quick. It's looking like the app is some sort of timer for studying, and by the name Multi-Timer, it seems like you can do multiple different timers for at the same time would be my guess. So let's go ahead and jump into the app. All right, so on this page here, this actually looks quite similar to one of the app tutorials I have, so that's pretty cool. I would recommend though, and this is something I do plan to build in my own app, to have a little bit more information on this page, possibly a 2 or 3 page slider with a bit more information about the app, but let's go ahead and hit get started. All right, and then it just asks if we want to create a free account. This is good. I'm just gonna go with maybe later, create that later, and now we're seeing the screen says hello, good evening. Cool. So the obvious thing to do here is click this plus button, and now it's asking me to create a multi-timer. So the step name, I guess there's a bit of confusion here as to what exactly a multi-timer is. So I think that should be explained before this part here. But I guess I could make an educated guess and say that there's going to be steps within my timer. So I'm going to actually be creating a timer for maybe a 3-part thing. So I want to do something for the first 10 minutes maybe, and then do another thing for 10 minutes, and then do a third thing for 10 minutes. So we'll go with project 1. We'll give it 1 minute. And if we save that, add more timers. Okay, you should have at least 2 timers, so add a second timer. And next step, add more timers. You should have at least 2 timers. Okay, so I guess you actually have to add it to get it up to that top part. And then now I do have 2 timers, so I should be able to hit save. And I'll just call this test. Cool, so a bit of an animation there. All right, so now it looks like we could either start the timer or stop the timer, and this last step button here doesn't really do anything. So let's go ahead and start the timer, and it's just going to count us down. I do think it's interesting. Okay, yeah, so 4 minutes total, and we have 1 minute. 1 minute in this first phase, which you can see is that first chunk in green, and then the second phase in pink is the next step. I don't know what this button here is supposed to do, the current step versus before it said last step, but that doesn't really seem to do much. I can pause the timer and I can stop the timer. All right, now at this point, if I stop the timer, I'm just back here at the home screen, and that seems to be about it. There's nothing. Okay, I guess on the home screen here, you don't show the timers, but if you go to this person here, I go back to my timer that I was on and start it again. I almost feel like that would make sense to put on this main screen, this main home screen here. And really, I don't really see the point of keeping these as 2 different pages. And then settings, cool. So you have a few things you can set here, and this page looks pretty good. I think you have quite an inconsistent design. I think all 3 of these pages look pretty good, and they all kind of have that consistent feel. But when I'm on the actual timer, this has a very different, inconsistent feel to it. I think it mainly comes down to color, and the colors just kind of don't match with the other colors. I also think the font is a little hard to read. So where it says project 1 and next step, it's almost it's a little bit harder to read than if you used a font that was more legible. So maybe think about changing that. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. Very simple app. Nothing really that impressive here. I mean, I don't think the app as a whole is really there's nothing really that I can't do with just the timer app that's already built into my phone. But I guess it's cool to try and break those things down. Let's see what happens when we actually get past that first step. All right, we're just about to finish this last step now. And we get a nice loud bell there. Now we would just move on to the next step. I do like the animation here. It's pretty cool. I just think the colors are not the right colors for this, but anyway, that's going to be it for this app review. If you're watching this and you have an app that you would like me to review, you can submit that at wellmanstartup.com/review. All right, ciao for now.